Yahoo Sports, read and react. Brought to you by Yahoo Sports. Trending. NFL medical officer optimistic there will be football in the fall. Okay, yeah, pretty much everybody's optimistic that there will be football in the fall. Why is that headline worthy? Judge rules Zion Williamson will have to address alleged payments at Duke. Okay. Sac Kings announcer resigns after tweeting All Lives Matter. Are you fucking kidding me? All lives do matter. That's saying that all lives matter does not exclude black lives. On the other hand, saying Black Lives Matter does exclude all other lives. And yet, it's all lives matter that's controversial. This is so fucked up. Hall of Famer Wes Unseld dead at 74. Rest in peace. Accidentally awesome. 50 greater than 162? What am I looking at here? By Dan Wetzel. Morning. Major League Baseball is considering proposing a 50-game regular season during negotiations about how to restart the coronavirus-shortened season. Yes, just 50 games, just a sliver of the typical 162-game regular season. Oh, that's what those numbers are. Okay. It is almost assuredly just a negotiating ploy to scare the players. Here's guessing an 80-something game compromise is eventually reached. Whatever. No matter how likely it is to occur, let's consider this 50-game idea anyway. Baseball is a game of attrition. You have to ride out highs and lows and blown saves and 0 for 4 days at the plate and come back the next day to do it again. That's part of the ethos of how the sport is played. Slow and steady. At the 50-game mark last season, the eventual World Series champion Washington Nationals were just 19-31, the second to worst record in the entire National League. The Chicago Cubs, which had the second best record in the National League at the time, didn't even make the playoffs. So yes, a 50-game season would be a total farce. It would also be a lot of fun. This would be the wildest pennant race of all time. Instead of the typical marathon, it would be a demolition derby charge where literally any team could make it or miss it. It's essentially like having every team in the majors tied in the standings in early August. Maybe with so many games, maybe usually the teams aren't really giving it everything they can. Maybe with less games, you would see what they can actually do. If the players would buckle down and get their shit together and actually care about their fucking job and about their craft. But whatever. This would be like baseball playing football. Every game matters. Exactly. And while in normal times baseball shouldn't try to emulate a different sport, these aren't normal times. A global shutdown created this. When life gives you the coronavirus, give them the Daytona 500 on manicured grass. Interesting. A 50-game season is about as close to everyone making the playoffs as is possible. The end of the season might require so many play-in games and tiebreakers for home field advantage, you'd need an abacus to keep track. Hey, that'd be part of the fun. Baseball purists would no doubt want asterisks splashed all over the place. Others might just want to cover their eyes and wish this tricked-up effort was never conceptualized in the first place. Ever heard of a 6-win Cy Young winner? If 114 games causes some to cringe, then 50 will result in conniption. It's absurd, right? Yeah, well, it isn't any more absurd than the fact that MLB owners and players are arguing over money as protests and a pandemic overwhelm the country. Protests. I think you mean riots. So while it is one weird idea, it'd also be weirdly fun to watch, at least once. Follow Dan Wetzel on Twitter. Aioli. How would Muhammad Ali respond to protests? I really don't want to hear what anybody is going to say about that. Because how can you really know? Nobody really knows for sure how people are going to think. Oz. Cubs owner says scale of losses to baseball is biblical. I'm sure. Goodwill. Driving while black is a real thing. This is my story. Why the fuck is this in sports? Philly has its limits. Looters in Philadelphia took everything from a rent-a-center but 2 items, a lamp and a recliner with a Dallas Cowboys star on it. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys, Philadelphia. There's got to be more than one. There must have been more than one of those in the store. Come on. Fuck you guys. Thanks for reading today's issue of Read and React. Follow Yahoo Sports on social. And